So we're going to move on to the fixed Q&A, the equal time Q&A. So with that, we're going to start with the questions from the Lake Havasu Association of Realtors. And the first question is, you're not going to be surprised here that these are like property-related questions going to realtors, right? So the first question is regarding distressed properties. So, we had some issues with the real estate market a few years ago, and that led to a lot of foreclosures and vacant properties. And so the question is, what can be done with respect to distressed properties? We see some properties where windows are boarded up or have sustained exterior damage. Question, what could be done with respect to distressed properties? Go ahead, please.
Yeah, well, that isn't a question that I would put right in my area of expertise. It reminds me a little bit of the English Village. Still down there, supposed to be demolished, promised by the current owner a long time ago. I don't think you should be able to maintain eyesores or health hazards, that's for sure. Distressed properties, can you help the owners get it fixed up? I've seen some of that happening. Other than that, I don't have a particular opinion on that at this time.
Very well. If you'd like to pass the microphone, thank you.
Thank you. The state of Washington has an extensive and free manual for its cities for control and abatement of public nuisances. And amazingly so, in a lot of cities, meter maids are empowered to write tickets, traffic tickets, jaywalking tickets. And in some cities, code inspectors are empowered to write tickets for junk and trash. I think we all know it when we see it, junk and trash, or conditions of any kind that detract from the home values of neighbors, of neighborhoods, and various sections of the city. So with the demographic we have, that homeowner, in most cases, that's the one major investment they have and have left. And how the surrounding homes and how the rest of the community protects the investment of our seniors is pretty important to them. So I think how we structure code enforcement, maybe borrowing some ideas free from other states such as Washington, empowering our city employees to enforce codes and do it as simple as something as we empower meter maids on parking and jaywalking.
Good question. Distressed properties throughout the extended recession were clearly an issue. And in fact, during that period of time, many of the people in the community would ask City Hall actually to, if you will, not be as restrictive on code enforcement, we'll just say, because these people were struggling, trying to get through, making payments, figuring out how to refinance and keep their homes. But those that have become an eyesore, we have to deal with. And you deal with that, it's a legal process. It's called abatement. And you have to be very sensitive to that legal process, because you shouldn't be taking anybody's home away just because you want to. You try to work with that homeowner, and in some cases, these are people that actually don't live there. Maybe it was an inherited home. Multiple family members might own it, and you get them to try to clean it up. But if they don't, you go through that legal process of abatement. And we had just one of those examples just recently, where the neighbors were saying something's got to be done, and we went through the abatement process and we demolished the home. And that's what we have to do, because what we're trying to do here in Lake Havasu City is not only use the codes that we currently have, but strengthen our codes. And that's what we're doing as we speak, because our codes for the last umpteen years never allowed anybody to write a ticket based on a code enforcement issue, and that's got to change. And we're changing that based on what we heard from you at a recent work session in March or February, I can't quite remember. We're changing those codes. You asked for it, we're going to do it. It's a balancing act when it comes to code enforcement, but we're gonna make it happen because we need to protect our properties and beautify our city. Thank you.